Hello guys. So in our last video we have seen the Elementor editors overview, right? And we now know that there are around 6 classifications of elements, and under Elementor free version we get something around 10 widgets under basic and 20 widgets under general section, right? So in this video what we will see is what can be done by using widgets which are under basic classification or basic tab, right? Here, inner section, heading, image, text editor, video, buttons, divider, spacers, Google Maps, and icons. We'll use all these things, all these elements, free elements, and create something. And the best way to learn is by real world project. So before this recording I just created a dummy page called as About Us, because that is what we had created a page, right, called About Us in our last video. So here I have created a dummy page for a dummy design for About Us. So here it is. This is a hero section and a heading over this, and then we have some explanation, and here we have our core values and mission. We have some introductory a video which we can place, and then comes here the section where we can show up our team members, images, and profile informations. If the visitor wants to know more about the team, they can click this button and can be redirected to the different page, right? So, and then finally we give our contact information. We ask customers to contact us, and number, they can contact us from our numbers, email, or by address. So this is a dummy design, so the content available here is taken from Google Images and some dummy text over here, but the design we have created by using these basic elements which are provided under free version of Elementor, right? So these icons we created using those element, buttons and images we customized it. They were not circular. We can create a circular image within Elementor, and then we placed video, embedded a YouTube video from URL, and also we have embedded a Google map. And then here in the end we have some footer kind of thing with copyright text, right? So this is what we'll be doing in this video. So let's get started. So open your page here, and yeah, this is where we want to start. So how to start? First thing is we'll create the first element. The first element is this one, About Us section. The first section is for About Us. It can be called as hero section, right, where we have this blue overlay color and then our background image, and then we have some text over this, right? So let's go back here, and to create a section what we can do is just click on this plus icon over here. It says add new section. Yes, we want to add, and click here. Now once you have this section over here, we need to give some height, right? This is let's say the height of this section is somewhere around 400 pixel. So how to know that? Just try. Just click on this icon here in the center, edit section. As soon as you click on that, here you'll have this interface called edit section interface. Here under edit section interface you have 3 options, main options. First is layout customization, style customization, and advanced customization. For editing any sections using any elements from Elementor, you will have these 3 main tabs to edit. First is layout customization, and then style, and then advanced, right? So first thing, we'll customize the layout. So do you want to keep it box size or full width? Let's keep it full width. And then column gap, no gap, height, let's keep it let's select min height, and then here you can select pixel, VH or VW. Let me keep it pixel and keep it 400, or let's say we can keep 300, and see this is the height that we will get for 300, or else you can keep it 400 and see how much height you want. So I think we are good with 350, and then Next thing what I'll do is I'll again click here and then go to style, and first I'll change the background color, some color over here, right? So if you see in this section we have image over here, right? So either you can use a plain color or you can also add an image in the background. Here under style, under background, you have an image option. Click on this and select the image that you want to embed. Let me select this image and click on insert. Right, so now the image has been inserted. But can you see, let me click on this green button over here called update, and let me preview what I have done till now. Here there is an eye icon. Click on that so that the whatever you have done till now will be seen in the next tab. And here can you see the image is not showing up like as it is here, right? So it's getting distorted or something like that. So what we can do is we need to customize this image, style this image. So first thing is you can select this as a center, or else let's keep it default, and first we need to make it size cover. All right, if you know a little bit of CSS, you exactly know what we are doing right now, right? We are customizing the image in the background. So now if you keep it contain, it will take its actual size of the image and it will repeat wherever you can incorporate one more image. But we don't want that way. We want the image to fit to the section size. So what we'll do is we'll select cover. Based on your requirements, you can select auto, cover, contain, custom, or else just keep it default. So right now we want it to cover the entire section, so we'll click on cover, and then repeat or no repeat. We don't want to repeat that. Now just close this one and click on update, and let's see. Well, pretty similar, right? What's the difference now? There is a blue overlay on this image. Here even if we have a text element on top of this section, it won't be visible, it will be contrasting. So what we can do is we need to add a color overlay. So again, click on this, and in styles you will have this option called as background overlay. Open this and then select your color, this brush icon over here, background type color, plain color, or you want to keep it gradient. You can make it gradient style also, you can keep it classic as well. Let me keep it classic and see, select the color and see what happens. Pretty close, right? And once you select the color, you can change the opacity as well. Here in opacity you can just make it transparent or make it more opaque. This much is enough, I guess, right? So now I'll click on update, and again see the change here. Yes, we are pretty much close. Now what we need is a heading element on top of this image section, this section. So just a reminder that this is not an image, this is just an section with the background image, right? There is a difference. If you see this design, this section this is a section called as meet the team section. This section has a background image of this one that you're seeing in the background, and this section has images on this under this as well, these team members profile images. So these are actual images, but the one which you are seeing in the background is called as background image. Similarly, here in this section we have a text content on inside this element, inside this section. So we need to add a text element, which is of course heading. So let me again click here, edit section, and then go to all elements, this icon, and here we have one more option called as heading, and we'll just drag it and put it over here. And what's the text here? About us, right? And here it is center aligned. So let me make it center aligned. Is there any option over here? Yes, we do have alignment center. Now we are in the center, and click on update. But what's the change? The color, size, and font family is different, right? So how to identify if what fonts a particular website is using? We have this extension called what font. You can install it for your browser, and then once you have installed this for your browser, then you can click on this, and if you just hover on the text which you want to find the font family, you'll have this, you'll be able to see it's Rubik, right? It's called as Rubik, and if you click on that, you'll have other details such as font size and line height as well, color as well. So this information is more than enough. Font size is 75 pixels and font family is Rubik. So here we'll click on this. Let's select this element first, and then on the left side we have the content with title has been done, alignment has been done. Now you can also select if you want to assign h1 tag or h2 tag or h3 tag. Let's keep it h2. For SEO purpose you might want to make it h1. It's based on your requirement, right? So let's go to style, and now first thing is we'll change the color and make it white, and then typography. Under typography we'll select Rubik because it is Rubik, right? Rubik and 75 pixel height. Rubik, let's search, and then the font size is 75 pixels. Let me select pixel, and here we'll type in 75. Done. And the thickness changes, right? The thickness is different. Rubik 400 is nothing but the font weight. So here we'll come, and font weight here we have 600 by default, so we'll make it 400. So now it looks somewhat similar. It's not somewhat similar, it's exactly similar. And then we'll click on update, and let's see, and again click on this eye icon and see. Yes, we have almost completed our first section. However, if you see, we have this zigzag underline, right? What is this? So we have this styling option. We can say it as a divider, right? So, or else you can say separator, divider. We have a dedicated element for this as well. So instead of making this text element under style, we have an option called as under style decoration we have an option called to underline it. So if we click on update, if you see, it also looks good, but we don't have any option to customize it because from CSS it is limited here right now, and from the typography style it is limited. So what we can do is we'll keep it default, and we will click on this update button, and we'll go back to our all elements interface by clicking on this icon. Here we'll see for divider, yeah, this element. Just click here and drag it right below the heading. Now there is this black line, right? It is dividing the complete section. So what we can do is let's keep it solid. You can make it I'll tell you, just first let's make decide the width, and okay, it is not visible I guess for you, so let me change the color first. content we can change. First go to style here and change the color can be white. And now let me change the weight so that it's visible for you while we develop. Okay, so weight in the sense the thickness of the line divider will increase. And now go to content. Here you can decide if you want to make it solid, or line has to be double line, or you want to keep dotted line, or you want to keep dashed line, or you want to make curly, or you want to make it zigzag, or you want to make it wavy. Right, it is wave I guess. And then yeah, you have so many options over here. You can keep exploring. Curly, slashed, and then let's keep it wavy for now. You can explore it later on. And now you can see, let me update it and see. It kind of covers an entire section, right, from left to the right. But here it is just the width is small, and the weight of this thickness of this zigzag line is also very small. So let me do it. So first thing, under content you have this called as option called as width. So let's reduce it to this. All right, now let's make it alignment under center, bring it center. And now if you can see, there is a lot of gap between this text and heading and this, right? So let's reduce it. Go to styles and under weights, make it small, and size, make it small, and then here in the gap, let's reduce the gap. Now size is also fine. And now weight, you can decide this weight, right? And now click on update. It is almost similar. I think I have used some different style here for the line. Let me quickly check which style I have used. It isn't zigzag or curly or wavy. Let me see. We'll select this and curved. All right, under curly we have this option called as curved. Okay, so here if we go under contents, here under wavy we'll select curved. Right, so this is what we wanted to do. All right, you can select, you can keep any line style you want, pattern or tribal or line, right? And then click on update. It's updated now, right? But if you see, there is a gap between about us and this line, whereas in our other demo design we don't have much gap, right? Let's check that. Yeah, we don't have much gap between heading and divider, but here in our design we have a lot of gap. So let's reduce that gap by going to advanced tab here and just ungroup this one. By default it is grouped in the sense like if you change some element, all these four options will get changed. So we don't want that one. You want to just change this top margin. So just ungroup this and unlink or ungroup this, and then here come to top margin and reduce the margin, make it -20, and again go to style. Under style let's make it 1.3 or something like that, and again go to content and width. If you want to change it to 20, right? Let's keep it 20. it's pretty decent. Click on update now, and then let's see the change. All right, so this is what we have done till now, and this is what our desired design, and it's almost pretty much close, very much close. And now let's get into the next section. This one here, if you see, observe closely, we have this section, one section. Under one section we have this element paragraph, and then right below this we have two elements, one is heading and one is image, which is divided horizontally. If we use any element in Elementor, it will cover the entire row, but here entire section from left to right. But here we want to use two different elements. So how to do that? We need to use a concept called as inner section. So let's see how to do that. So go back to our editor, and as I explained you before how to add a new section, just click on plus icon here and just select which type of section you want to add. Let's just start with blank. And now first thing you need to do is keep content width. Let's select our content width, like let's make it boxed and keep it 1000, and then keep some height, or else let's say minimum height to 400 pixels for now. We'll remove this one very soon. So let's make a background color. If you see the demo design, the background color is completely white, right? So let's change the color. So select this section and then go to style, and here background option we'll be having, and here background type, just need to select it and then select the color white. Fine. So click on update. So we have this design. All right, so now we need a text element over here, right? Just like this. So let's copy this text. It's a dummy text, so I can just copy paste it here. So how to do that? Which element do I need to select? First go to all elements, and then here you have this element called as text editor. Just drag it and put it over here. Now you'll have a new interface for this text editor, edit text editor. Here you can paste your text, whatever you want to display. I have just recently copied the dummy text and I'll just paste it over here, right? I'll click on update. The design will be saved and we'll see here. All right, so now the text appears over here, but if you see, the text here is very large and we don't want that. Here I think font is same, but let me cross check with this extension what fonts I'll use, and I'll drag it. Roboto condensed and 17 pixel, right? Go back to our editor, and once you select this icon, we have the style option, and here first we'll make it black color. It's a black color, right? And now let's alignment is justified. Here it is justified, right? Alignment, and now we'll justify it. And then typography, it is Roboto, so let's make it Roboto condensed, and the font size is 17 pixels and font weight is 400. 17 pixels, font weight has to be 400. But you can see a large gap over on the top and bottom. Why is that so? Because while creating this section, we just assigned a minimum height. If you see, if you select this section and go to layouts, you have this minimum height option. Let's make it to default, right? So this is how you make it. Because there was no content in that, we just used it so that we can identify the section. if we don't have any elements inside the section won't show up in this preview. So we had selected some height, but now since we have this text over here, so it's fine. Now we'll update this, and next thing what we need is, let's remove this. Yeah, click on escape, and now what we need to do is we need this heading and this YouTube video as well right below this paragraph. How to do that? We need to add 2 columns. We can duplicate this one. It will add one more column, but we want this element to cover completely, and we need right below that. So you can say that we can add new section, and here we can have 2 columns, and inside these 2 columns in one column we can add heading, and in other column we can add YouTube video. So but it is a redundant process because we already have a section over here, right? And we have already styled it in the sense like content width and background colors, and in production in your project you will have much more customization. So if you do this once again, it is unnecessary process. And suppose that if you have 10 more components for this demo, we just have two of this row in this section. But what if you have 10 more different rows? If you will have to create 10 different sections, and you will have to again and again customize every section, right? So it is not a right idea. So what we can do is go to elements, and here we have this element called as inner section. Just drag this right below the paragraph. Now we have a section inside a section, and that is why the name inner section. And now we have 2 columns here. In one column we can add heading, and in another column we can drag video, right? Click on update. Right, so this is what we can do. Now we need to customize it, we need to style it. What we need to do is let's see. First thing is we need to find the font. What is the font here? It's something called as Rochester and 79 pixels. Let's select this heading and make it center aligned, and go to styles and make it black color. It is black, right? Yeah. So under typography it's Roboto, so we need to make Rochester. Make it Rochester, and then the size is around 79 pixels with 400 font weight. 79 pixels and 400 font weight. And what is the text? Core values and mission vision. We'll simply copy this and we can paste it here. Okay, let's undo this. Okay, so click this one and go to content and add your content, core values, mission and vision. And if you see closely, there is some difference. Let's say height, the font height is the difference, right? So let's make it font height or line height. Yeah, this is fine. And now click on this video icon here on the right side, top right, and here you need to update your URL. If we see which URL is it, Let's copy this URL and go back to our editor and paste it over here. Right, you can customize the start time, you can customize the end time, you can have options like autoplay, mute, loop, player controls if you want to show it or not, modest branding, privacy mode. You can play around with these options as well. And now for now, let's click on update and see how much have we completed. We need to make it like this, right? So we have some margin over here on top and in the bottom as well. So what is the margin, how to add this margin? So this is our design where we don't have any spacing on top of this para and below the para. So we need to click here, go back here and select this paragraph and then go to advanced, then click unlink this one here, and we need to add top margin say 50 and bottom margin say 35, 30 or 35, and then let's keep it 30. And here as well for this second inner section, let's select this inner section and assign some margin. Let's unlink and here go to bottom and add some 30, right? Fine. So this text is top aligned, so let's make it center aligned. So click on this column here in which the text is placed. Click on the column. In the column we have an option to align vertically the elements whatever we put in that column. So here we can select middle, right? You don't have have that kind of option here in this element itself. Wherever in whichever column we are putting it, this is the column. So edit column option. So in this column we'll select vertical alignment in the middle. You can also play around with horizontal alignment as well. Now click on update. We are almost completed with our second section as well. Let's look at our design here. Yeah, I think it's left aligned or something. Yeah, and here we can select this column and remove all the margins. By default they have some margin, so we'll make it 0. Padding also 0, and then click on update. Now the design looks almost similar to what we wanted to create, right? Fine. So first and second section is completed. Now let's move on to the third section, that is meet the team. Before that, a quick section that we can create is this footer section. This is really very simple to create. What we can do is let's just copy this section here in the bottom and change the height of the section, and let's add one text. Let's copy this text. Okay, so first we'll create that section. So to create this section, either you can do it from here like this from scratch, or else what we can do is we'll take from what we have done already. The first hero is section which we have already created. Copy this, right click on this center icon, and you'll have this option called as copy, and scroll down, and here you just need to right click and click on paste. So as you can see, now we have this section here as well. So what we need to do is, so first thing is the size. Select this section and change the height. Let's make it default. And then second thing is select this heading, and we need to change the text, right? So what is the text? This copyright text. Let's copy this from here and go to this editor, and here let's paste it. All right, so the size has to be edited. So let's reduce the size to say 17. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. So here we have this divider also, right? We don't want that divider, so let's right click and delete it. Now if you see, the text is on the top, it is not center aligned. So what to do? Select the column in which the text is added. Let's select the column, and here we have this vertical option, alignment option, and make it center aligned. Fine. Let's click on update and see what we have done. Okay, so it is fine, it looks fine, but it doesn't look like this. So there is a height, little height. So what we can do is select this section, add some height, minimum height to, let's say, or let's select VH and make it 10 or say 20. No, 10 is fine. And then select this section and go to styles, and under here position, you can make it center, or you can play around with this, right? However you want to arrange this, which part of the image you want to show, bottom center or else center, right? And click on update. So we have this. Actually, in the design we have used some other image. If you see, we have used this image, right? And it's, I think, bottom center. Or else center, I think. Okay, fine. Let's click on update. It doesn't matter, so you need to play around with that. The point is you need to know how to add that kind of section. Fine. So now that we have created all these sections, what is pending right now is two sections. First is meet the team section, and the second one is let's connect section. Well, let's get started on this as well. Firstly, what we'll do is we'll create all the structure and populate all the elements, and then second part in the second part we'll add styling, right? So first we need to make two sections, and then we need to add heading to both of them, and then we need images and right so on. So let's get started here. Go to our editor. We have some extra section, I think, so let's delete it. Click on update. Yeah, here. So first, second, and third section is done. So this is the last section, of course. So here we need to add one more section that's called as meet the team section. If you see, the meet the team section came below the footer, so we need it above the footer. So how to do that? Select this section and simply drag it above the footer. So now the section that we will be developing will be above the footer. And now, as you have seen here, I think this is almost similar to the first section, right? But there is some differences, like the gradient style color on the top half is different than the color on the bottom half, and then the background image is also different. So what we can do is either we can copy this once again and customize it, or else we can create a fresh section. Anyways, we won't use shortcuts in the first video itself, so let's build it from scratch. That doesn't matter. So let's select the section and add a height. Let's say just keep it 400 pixel for now, and we'll adjust it based on the requirements. And the second part is let's add a background image. Go to styles and background type classic, and here, or else you can select gradient. Well, we need a gradient overlay, not a background color. For background we want image, and what does that mean is you need to select classic, and here even if you don't select color, that's fine. You need to select an image. First thing, select an image, insert media, and then it doesn't cover the complete image, right? So what we're gonna do, sorry, so accent got changed. So what we are going to do is size and put it into cover. So we're almost there, right? Now we need one more section right below this section, that is known as let's connect section. So let's add that as well. Here right above the section, the footer section, you have this plus icon, right? So click on this plus icon, and here again click on plus icon and select blank. Let's give it some height, say 400 pixel or minimum height, and then make the background color to be white, and let's update this. Now let's see what we have built. All right, so we might want to add a overlay on this image, just like here. So there is a difference in height, right? So it's almost covering the screen, and this doesn't. Let's see, let's first add all the content and then we'll adjust the height later on. So let's go to our editor and select this section and scroll down and come to background overlay. Here we'll select gradient and we'll select the colors. Location, and second color too has to be blue, but slightly. Right, fine. And opacity, let's make it a bit base. Fine, perfect. So let's update this, and then here we have heading, right? Meet the team, let's connect. So we need to maintain a uniformity. So what we'll do is we'll just take this, copy this element and paste it over here and here, and colors will update, font size will update. Copy this and paste it over here. Let's reduce its typography, font weight to say 300 and font size to say 550. Is it 50? Let's check what with our extension, and it's Ruby and 55 pixels of height. The text is 55 pixel and 300. 55 and 300 Rubik. Fine. Now it has to be the content, it should be meet the team. Meet the team section, and then let's click on divider, copy this divider, paste it here, and now we need to do the same thing here as well, in the below section as well. So let's copy this and paste it here, and we need to change the color, right? So the background is white, so white font won't show up, so we'll make it black, and the text has to be let's connect. Fine. We need a divider as well. Let's select the divider, copy this, come here, right click and paste it. Again, the divider won't show because the color of the divider is white. It's contrasting with the background, so we'll make it black so as to make it visible. Fine, perfect. So let's click on update and see what we have done till now. Meet the team section, and let's connect section. So now heading is done, section is done. What we need to do is to add content in between this. The quickest thing that we can do is add a button over here. So click on this elements and then button here and drag it over here, right below the divider. It has to be below the divider. Right, and the button has to be center aligned. Select the button and make it center aligned, and change the text no more. And then link, it is for now for designing purpose, I just kept it hashtag, and you can update here the link of the button. You can provide it here later on in the production, or while practicing you can give any link here. Right now we don't need a link for this purpose. And then what we need to do is select the size of button, large, medium. Let's keep it medium, and then go to style, color. Let's get this color. It's hover, right, the color gets changed. So what we'll do is we'll keep some color as per our fine. You can keep any color which looks fine with the background, which goes with the background or the branding. And here, if you see, observe it carefully, you will see some border radius will be there for the button. It's slightly curved, but here in the design it's perfectly sharp. There is no border radius. So what we need to do is go to editor and make the border radius 0, so that if any border radius is being inherited, by default it will go off, and click on update to make it 0 border radius. Fine. So if you can see, and then there is an icon over here, right? We don't have icon here. So how to add that icon? Select the button and here go to content. If you scroll down, you have this option called as icon. Click here and you have all these icons to select. You can select any icons, but for now I'll just select this one for simplicity and click on insert. Now we have this text, right? We can customize the text font as well. So if you go to style and click on typography, you can see that we have this option to select the text font as well. You can play around with this, right? We'll make it 15 and then we'll click on update. Fine. And there is no hover effect. If you see here, there is a hover effect in the demo design, but we don't have a hover effect here. So how to do that? If you under style option, you need to scroll down under typography, under text shadow. Here it's normal, and you need to select this hover button over here. And now you need to click on select background color. First we'll assign some background color over here. If you hover, the background color changes. Can you see here? Right. Now we need animation, right? Hover animation. We have this option now. Here you can say grow or shrink. So we can, this shrink option is fine. You can play around with these all options like pop up, push, and we also have pulse, grow. So you can try and play around with these options, animation options, but for this tutorial purpose, I'll keep it shrink. And just remember, you need to switch between this normal and hover. Normal is the one which is being seen, and once you hover, what should happen is decided by the style that you do here under this section. And now I'll click on update. Hopefully we have the design of the button. Right. Now we need 4 images to be placed, right? So what you can say is we need to add one more section and add more 4 columns in that and put images inside that. So that is a redundant process. As I said before, you'll have to make all this background image and styling, everything. You'll have to do it from scratch once again. So it is not recommended. What we need to do is we need to make use of inner section here, and the inner section has to be below the divider, right above the button. Now we need 4 columns because we have 4 images. We have 2 columns by default. So let's select the column and then click on duplicate, and again click on duplicate. So now we have 4 columns, and we'll add images inside these 4 columns. Go to elements. Here you have this element called as image. Drag here and drop it. Fine. Now let's select the image, edit image option, and go here and choose the image. So this is the image, right? Insert media. So similarly we'll add all these 3 remaining images as well. Fine. So we have added images. Wait, we'll select this image. And then again 3rd image, again 4th image. Fine. Let's click on update and see what we have done. Well, the design doesn't look good at all. It is nowhere close to this section. What we can do is, first thing that I need to do is we need to make it circular. How to do that? First, let's define the image size. Let's make it custom sized and make it 300 and 300. Click on apply, and then under style options, in border radius, let's make it 300. Fine. It started looking somewhat similar. So now we need to make the same thing. That's like custom size. Select this image and we need to select custom size, make it 300 width and 300 height, and again then border radius 300, all sides. So instead of doing manually, what we'll do is we'll select this image, we'll copy this one and click this image, right click this one and paste. Instead of paste, we'll select paste style. In the sense, whatever style we have applied for this image will be incorporated on this image as well. So let's click on paste style. Fine. So we'll again click here, right click and then paste style, and here again let's right click and paste style. Fine. Now there is something different here. We are missing out something. It's not perfectly round circular. There is some difference. Let's click on update and see what is the difference. Go to here. If you see, the width of this whole content section of this image is very less as compared to what we have been developing here. It's taking more space. So what we can do is, I need to first limit the layout option. We need to make put it 1000, and then size was not changed. I don't know what's okay. This is not style. This comes under content, or content, whatever you say. So the size will remain same. So either you can select this medium or make it custom and put it 300 into 300. Update it. The style, in the sense, under style we have border radius. Border radius was applied, but the image size was not changed. So here also it should have not changed. So let me add size. When you paste style in future, just remember that the options that are under content will not get applied. The only options that are under style, these can be copy pasted. Right now, click on update. At least now the images are circular. Now we need some more space to breathe here. It's more like congested space over here. Let's select this section and add some padding, say around or 50. Click on update. Yeah, we are there, but not yet. So let's select this column in which the image is there, and then let's put some padding over here as well. Say let's add some padding, say 25, and we'll copy this column styles and then try to paste it here. Yes, it does applies. Again, paste it here to this column, and again to this column. Now click on update. Let's see. Now it looks almost similar to this. Still the height doesn't match, but that doesn't matter right now. You can say we can just simply add some padding on the right, and yeah, we are almost similar, right? This is our desired design, and this is our design that we just now did. If you see the top side, we have some margin, right? So what we can do is to add some margin over top. or else what we can do is we can add margin on this section itself. Now we got this margin right, and I have updated it. Let's see how it is looking right now. Pretty close. The design is pretty close, right? Well, now what is left is just one section. That's let's connect section where we have this heading and then icons and then Google Maps embedding, right? So let's get started quickly, but I recommend you pause this video here itself and try to do this by yourself, so you understand how to color this and how to add icons. And I'll tell you what element you need to use. Go to elements here, and if you scroll here, you'll have this option called as icon. You will have to use this icon. You'll have to use this element called as intersection. You'll also have to use this element called as Google Maps, and then probably you'll have to use heading or text editor. So by using these elements, you can create this section exactly like this. I recommend you to pause this video here and try for yourself. So yeah, so I hope you tried it. Even if you I'm sure you were able to do it, but still, if you can't, don't worry, this is just a beginning, and will through the course you'll be doing it. You'll be mastering everything in and out. So let's go to our editor, scroll down, and here the easiest option is to add the Google Maps. Let's add that. Here we can see this option called as Google Map, and just drag it below the divider. It went above the divider because we have this divider margin changed, right? So it creates some problem like this. Well, anyways, you just dragged it and put it above the Google Maps now, right? So let's click on update and see if the map has come over here or not. Yeah, it shows up. It is pretty close, but not exactly. The content width is different, so let's make it 1000 pixel, the content width of the section. So let's select the whole section here, and then go to layouts. Under layouts you have boxed content width, and here how much you want to box it. We'll box it for 1000 pixels, and then click on update at least width. Let's get the width right in the first place. So width is right. Now let's add some margin below the map. Select this map and go to advanced tab. Here ungroup this one and select bottom. Inside bottom you just want to add 100 or say 70 or say 50, 55, whatever it is. And on the top as well, let's say 35. And above this map we'll be adding our icons, right? So click on update. You can customize this map as well. Let me show you. Just select this map and go to style option to style this on what effect you want. You can select here, what kind of transition you want, you can just make here. And for normal, you can add some CSS filters as well if you like it. You can try around. And in content section, you here in the location you need to copy the name, or else if you can search your location from Google Maps, you can just type in here, right? Let's say New Delhi, or else say Parliament. Parliament of India, right? So this is how you change the address. So before you add your office address or your business details here, you need to make sure that the location is already added in Google Maps. So you need to create an account in that and add location in Google Maps first, and then you can pull it off from here. You can change the zoom size, you can increase the zoom. You can also update the height as well, right? Let me keep it somewhat around 300. Let's update it. Now that we have almost completed our last section as well, we need some margin above this heading, as in the design. Here it's around 30 pixels or something. Let's see. Let's select this one, and you can select the section and add a padding of bottom 30, sorry, it's top 30, or what you can do is you can select this heading itself and then go to advanced tab and add margin on the top around 30, right? You can either add margin to this heading, or else you can add the padding to this section. Both will create a same effect as far as looks are concerned. And then click on update. We are almost there. Just one element is missing now, and that are icons. We need to add it, right? The address is dummy, so you don't have to worry about address matching. You can add whatever address you like. This is just a dummy content for practice. So now let's go to this icons. How do we do that? So there are 3 icons that has to be placed horizontally, and also we need text element to be placed horizontally, divided. We need to divide it in 3 parts. How to do that? We need to use, again, intersection element. Go to all elements here and drag and drop intersection here, and then create 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3, right? Now let's add icons. Go to all elements and then search for icon, and then just pull it and put it inside one column, the first column. And now select this icon, come here on the left side, you have this view option. Here you need to make it stacked, or else if you want you can make it framed as well. Based on the design requirement, you have these 2 options as far as structure is concerned, and then you can style it or change the colors from this style option. Right now let's keep it stacked, so that because to match our design it is stacked, right? Icons are stacked. And then there is a call icon. So phone, this is the icon, right? You can search it here and insert it like this. Now what is left? Link. You can add a link to this icon, but now as per the design we don't have any link here, so just leave it blank. And then you can change the shape as well. If you want to make it square, you can make it square, or if you want to make it circle, you can make it circle. As currently we have the design circular, so we'll keep it circular. And then go to styles, and the styles, change the primary color. Let's copy the color from here by using this ColorZilla plugin or extension. Let's copy this color and paste it here, so color matches. And now size almost matches. So well, now what is left? Text has to be below this icon, right? So go to all elements and just pull heading element below the icon, and it has to be some number. Right? And change the color, make it black, and then typography. Let's see what typography is this following. We'll use the extension called what font. You can just Google this extension called Colorzilla for colors, and for fonts you can install what fonts, right? These extensions you can easily install it on your browser so that it is very easy to identify colors and fonts of different websites. Now it's Rubik and font size is 22 pixel and font weight is 400. So let's do here the same thing. Let's select Rubik, search for Rubik, and then size is 22 pixels and font weight is 200, right? I think it's 400. Yeah, so 400, and it has to be center aligned. Select this text, go to content, and here in alignment you have this option called as center alignment, left right alignment, justified. Right now we need center alignment. So one part is done. We have two more parts. So what we do, you select this column, just click on duplicate, and then again click on duplicate, and now we have 5 parts. The unnecessary columns we can delete it. Right click and delete. Now we have 3 columns. All we need to do is change the text and change the icon. Select this icon, go here on the left, and for email we can add some envelope icon. This one is fine. And then for address we can add some building icons or something. This one, right? Fine. So we can update this address as New Delhi. And we can update this email address, like I'll say right, some random you can update. You got my point, right? You can do what you can add whatever email address that is right for your business or for your client. Now click on update. I think we are done with the design. Let's just see. Yes, almost. The content I just changed the content, but that's fine, right? You got my point. So let's see from the beginning. Hero section has been done, and then paragraph and this element, second section, this is also completed. The third section is meet the team. Here we have meet the team. The color and font, the button style is slightly different because color doesn't match to this button. So you can do it, you can play around. You now understand that what is the difference between this and this, and you might want to add some margin on the top for this button and reduce the size of this button a little bit so it'll look similar to this one. And then we have this let's connect section, icons and text, and then we have this image, maps. Similarly we have this maps, and then footer, right, similar to this. So the size of this text is slightly big than this, so you can adjust the size as well for this font size. So I hope you understood what I wanted to convey. So all these elements, all these components, sections of this design has been created by using a free elements that is provided by Elementor free version. Even we are not done with all elements that we get from with free version of Elementor. By just using these 10 elements under basic tab, we created this amazing design. It has almost everything that a normal business website has: a video component, a text component, and a background image section, and customization. So any simple web design, we can easily use these elements and create an amazing design based on our creativity. And the next set which we get from free version is under general tab. Here under general tab, we almost have 20 elements, and trust me, these are literally amazing elements with which we can create you have an unlimited possibilities of design based on your creativity, because we have progress bar, we have icon list, carousels, icon box, image box, ratings, gallery, counters, testimonials, tabs, accordions, toggle, social icons, alerts. You can embed so SoundCloud audio. You can also use shortcodes, HTML, menu anchor. So these are all options we have still. It's a free version. We are still on a free version. So in our next video, that will be a part 2 of this. In that, we will see what and how we can use these elements in our designing process, in our web development process. We'll briefly go through all these elements. Okay, so and then after this, once we complete all these elements that are provided by free version, after that we'll move into the pro version of the plugin. Right, so I hope you have understood till now, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, where we'll be covering these elements which are under general section.